Okay, how do I explain this one? I've realized that when I do go through PMDD now, I've become a sensitive savage. Allow me to introduce you guys to Anita. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder. It is as bad as it sounds. It is basically PMS on steroids, PMS on weights, PMS on crack. However you want to describe it, PMDD is the severe, more intense, debilitating version of PMS. Many women go through PMS. However, in comparison to the amount of women who deal with PMS, those of us who have PMDD are smaller, much smaller in number, okay? The condition is severe. It is our brain's sensitivity, reaction to the changes in our hormones that causes a lot of heavily emotional disturbance. It is difficult to live with. It is tough. It is challenging. It makes everyday normal life an absolute struggle. If you are somebody that deals with this condition, you don't even need me to explain anything. If you are somebody that does not, think about a time when you have been going through depression or you have been experiencing anxiety. But it's very possible that you pass that phase of your life and things are hopefully a lot better for you. For those of us that deal with PMDD, that is our life like a switch button every single month for up to 14 days a month, which theoretically speaking means that we go through PMDD for more than half the year. And if you are like me, not only do we deal with the emotional disturbances of PMDD, but when our bleed happens and the symptoms of PMDD become relieved, we are now faced with the physical pain of our monthly cycle. So yes, it is a mind-boggling, mind-battling, mind-challenging condition, and to be able to live through it irrespective of what you're experiencing, to still get up, go to work, feed your family, do the house cleaning, go to the shops. We are doing all of that and dealing with this condition. It by no means is anything to be taken lightly, is what I am trying to explain. Okay, this condition is horrid. I would strongly encourage you to visit my website because I have a whole heap of blogs about PMDD that will give you further insight into the condition in case you are someone who deals with it or you know somebody close to you, friend, family, relative, work colleague that deals with the condition and you just want to gain a better understanding. I was a complete mess. Life was a shambles. I would experience pretty much every symptom listed within PMDD. It was a lot, which is why I would deal with the suicidal thinking so regularly. You just feel so hopeless. You cannot bring yourself out of the deep darkness of depression and sadness, the anxiety, and you're dealing with body dysmorphia. I was so critical about myself. I would get spotty and my eczema would flare up and I would overeat. I wouldn't be able to sleep properly and I would be a socially awkward mess. Like, it just took over every fiber of my being. I put on so much weight. It affected the level of confidence I had in myself. It would cause me to question things about my life that were otherwise not an issue, that didn't actually exist, just based on how I was feeling. I was a complete mess. But that is the reason why I do so much investment into myself, into my mind, my emotion, my past traumas. I do all that investment because this condition is that severe. But when I was living as Anita and the PMDD was just sending me on an emotional roller coaster month in and month out, I just came to wit's end. I cannot cope. I cannot manage life. I feel defeated. That was who Anita was. This is Annie right here. I come with the vibes, I come with the bants, I come with the jokes, I come with the encouragement, I come with the inspiration and the motivational talk. That's Annie. I have put so much effort and work into Annie because what I realized is that when I am going through PMDD, Anita who I like to refer to as my alter ego, will rear her head, and Annie is there every month to save the day. Because of the work I've invested in Annie, I go to the gym, I read my Bible, I read books, I'm constantly learning, spend time doing my content, like I'm just always investing in myself. I spend time with family and friends that genuinely care about me. I have disposed of friends that were of no benefit to my life. Like I have literally worked on all areas of my life, the food that I eat, my intake of water. Like it has pushed me to have to invest and put so much effort into maintaining a certain lifestyle for the benefit of my own sanity, because I refuse and I will not allow Anita to take control over this whole, because if that happens, it will be utter chaos and havoc, and my life will just spiral into a drain, which is where it was in the past. But Annie has built so much resilience and emotional strength now that she is able to help carry her alter ego sister every month. When PMDD rears its head, I realize and I can acknowledge that I do not quite feel like myself. However, I will not allow that version of me to take over my whole existence, what I did in the past. Annie jumps into the situation, and because Annie is so disciplined and committed, she will carry Anita from day one of PMDD until my cycle turns up. She is like, listen, yeah, we're not going back to what that was, because when we were there, life was not good, and we do not want to experience that again. I may actually be slower during PMDD. You know, my energy levels are not as high as they are typically when I'm not experiencing the condition, but I will still go to the gym. I will still eat as well as I can. I just realized that I become more sensitive, a symptom of the condition. But what I realized the most is now I'm just so like, I don't give a damn. I don't give a heck what anyone thinks. I am doing my uttermost and my best every single month. I show up and I show out. So everything Annie does today, tomorrow, the days after, is an investment into Annie and Anita moving forward. It has caused me to get to this place of when PMDD arrives, I'm just like, I'm not experiencing the depression, the suicidal thinking like I did before, but I am definitely less patient. I can say that. My temper can go from 0 just like that. However, I have a lot of self-control because of the work that Annie does. I have learned so much to do the things that I need to do, even when I don't feel like doing them, which is what causes me to have such a greater level of self-control, because I don't act impulsively, which is very easy to do when you are experiencing PMDD. And as someone that has lived that life in the past, I just followed my emotions wherever they led me. But now I'm constantly leading my emotions with the actions that I take. So I'm able to look at things with emotional intelligence from a logical standpoint. I'm like, okay, this is how I feel in this moment. But if I act in this manner, is that going to be beneficial to me? No, it is not. So therefore, I am not going to do it. I have got my PMDD alter ego sister in check. So she can get upset and annoyed, throw a tantrum, but I am always going to be strategic. Even though I know I don't necessarily feel that way and I'd rather do the exact opposite, I'm going to be strategic in the way I behave because I practice that when PMDD is not around. I've managed to gain control because PMDD is all about up here. So if I could find a way to control the way I react to what is happening here, or even better, control what is happening up here, then I have a fighting chance every single month. And that is all that has been happening. It has been a matter of willpower, determination, consistency, and commitment to myself and to wanting to be better. I won't lie, guys, it takes a supreme amount of discipline, patience with yourself. It is hard to control. But that said, what I have to do to keep it under control has caused me as an individual to evolve and become this person that I never expected. And that's the reason why I put out videos of encouragement and to inspire people and to tell people, no matter how you're feeling, put your action into motion, forget how you feel and do the right thing. The reason why I can talk with such passion is because of what I have learnt myself from trying to stay in control of myself, irrespective of this condition, because I came to terms with the fact that this is probably something that I will experience until I reach menopause. And even after reaching menopause, I've heard that comes with its own things. So am I going to allow this condition to fully control my life, the way in which I live, my outcomes, aspirations, and my ambitions, the things that I want to do? What can I do right now in this moment? And the things that I can control are the things that I have taken control of. It is hard work, but it is not at all impossible. And do you know what? When you do the work and you keep fighting the fight, yes, it's tough. I get days when I feel weary, when I just want to break and cry. I go through all of that. But I'm like, do you know what? I've become so much stronger for putting myself through the paces to keep up a momentum that allows me to stay as balanced and as fruitful and as productive and as ambitious as I am. If not, the alternative is definitely not an option that I would like to consider. You get weary, you get tired, and it's like, do you know what? I don't know if I have this fight in me, but you just have to think about your future self. Things I do today, I want my future self to reflect back and be like, there were so many months in so many years where I could have crumbled and called it quits. I kept my head in the game and I stayed vigilant and I said, I will not give up on myself. Not now, not never. And that is my mindset to keep in control of what is happening with my body. I deserve to have a decent life. It can feel we have been dealt such an awful set of cards when it comes to our life and having this condition. It can. However, if in a way it wasn't for me having this condition, I may not have developed that level of resilience and fight within myself. Everything I've learned, it has rippled into every other area of my life. I have become my circle of influence, but from my core. I am constantly reinforcing and edifying and building up my spirit from within. And so that radiates and helps me to control all the things that are happening around me. PMDD, item number 1 on that list, because my way of seeing it is that nothing in my life has been as tumultuous and as difficult as living with a condition like this. If I can get past this every month, then I can achieve and do absolutely anything. Nothing is as bad as dealing with this condition. So yes, when the PMDD is around, I may be a sensitive savage. That's how I describe myself, because it's the truth. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm rainbows and glitter. When PMDD is around, there is a change that I can tell. I can feel it. Like if you have PMDD, you know. And so yes, I can have a quick temperament, less tolerant of certain people, certain things. I have complete control over my reactions and how I behave. So I don't subject myself to the emotions that I'm experiencing, which I used to do. I always choose the higher path as best as I can. PMDD helped me to find me. It caused me to get from a place of pain to purpose. You know, is the glass half empty or is it half full? You will see it how you want to see it. And I choose to see it in a more optimistic light. Even though there are so many things about it that are negative, I am seeing where it has taken me to, what it has caused me to do. That, for me, has been priceless. It's a bright new day. You're here with your girl, Miss Annie J. I'm gonna give them what they want, cause I came to slay. And nothing's ever gonna take my joy away. I'm about that life.